beautiful people, my name is Diara and I am finally doing my video on the relationship between Abby Lee Miller and Chloe Lukasiak. Before I start, I just want to say thank you for checking out my video. I really appreciate it, and if you enjoy it, I would love if you could share it with anyone you think might. It would really help me out. Just want to give a quick disclaimer before I start. All the sources and information I'm using, I got mainly from the channel MackZBoss. I will be tagging her and you can check out her channel. She does a lot of interesting things like with behind the scenes of dance moms and things like that. And so I really think you should check her out. Had she not left her own sources in her description, I would have to find all this stuff myself and it's kind of hard to find. So I just want to make sure credit is given where it needs to be. So MackZBoss, thank you very much. Also, another thing, I do not know Chloe Lukasiak or Christy Lukasiak or Abby Lee Miller or any of them. So everything I am saying in this video is alleged and simply based on my opinion from what I've found. So just keep that in mind. Also, if the Lukasiaks do come across this and you guys want me to take it down, I will gladly do so. I do not want to cause any more trauma to that family. I just feel this is a topic that needs to be talked about because, I mean, anyone with eyes and ears can say that like Chloe was abused by Abby. There's no question of it. But not many people could say the why. And I think I figured out why. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. Chloe began to dance at the Abby Lee Dance Company when she was 2 and competed with them from around ages 5 to 13. She gained fame after appearing on the reality TV show DanceMoms, which follows the ALDC elite competition team as they travel across the country to compete. Chloe appeared on the show alongside with her mother, Christy. They quickly became fan favorites. Unfortunately, the pair parted ways with Abby Lee Dance Company at the end of season 4. Now, anyone who has watched DanceMoms knows that Chloe was treated horribly. And if you disagree, well, in the words of Dr. Holly,
you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Chloe's treatment went beyond the tough love strategy Abby claims to use. It seemed as if Abby despised her. Abby Lee Miller, a grown woman, had beef with Chloe, a little kid. Yeah. Abby did not like the Lukasiak family. I'm unsure if that was from like before the show or developed on the show, but she has talked about it.
On the show, what do you have against Chloe?
Oh, funny you should ask. I don't like the way she's being raised by her parents. I think it's horrible.
It's also seen throughout the show that Abby just does not like Christy. She refers to her as like a drunk, ignorant, like just kind of like a sleazy person.
You are an uneducated mess. Quit drinking. I think you're lying. I think you knew she was going all the time and you want to make it seem like you made this last minute decision.
No, I didn't.
You're a snake and a liar and you're raising your kid to be the same exact thing.
You're acting. That's not what I said, and that's not how I said it.
Well, then why did she bring it up?
Things like that about me.
Why would she see? If you said you were sorry, she probably wouldn't even have told me about it.
Okay.
But because you were so ignorant, that's why she said something.
I'm not ignorant. I'm not. You're the ignorant one.
Then get off the bus.
I feel like Abby tried to make Christy look like this like just horrible person and mother, which I personally don't think she was. I think, you know, she made her mistakes. We all make our mistakes, but, you know, Abby's one to talk, to act like Christy's a bad person for enjoying an occasional sip of wine and for standing up for her child and fighting for her child to get what she deserves. But, you know, whatever, you know, that's a video for a different time. Another issue Abby had with Christy was that Christy refused to back down. She was not afraid to call out Abby when she saw things were wrong. We have seen time and time again that Abby hates mothers who stand up to her. I mean, if you look at all the people who were mistreated, what did their mothers do? Stand up to her. Also, Christy was the only mom, as far as I know, that refused to sign Abby's ridiculous contract, and this definitely played a huge part in Abby's hatred of the family.
The beginning of season 4, I got kicked out of the dance studio. I was still on the show and my former dance teacher couldn't kick me off of the show because she didn't have that power or the ability. But I got kicked out of the studio because to be a part of her studio, you had to sign a contract. A few of the main reasons my mom wouldn't sign was because it said stuff like you couldn't gain or lose 5 to 10 pounds, something like that. You couldn't do anything to your hair. You couldn't do anything to like piercings, no tattoos, which of course, flipping 12 years old, I'm not doing any of that. I don't know if I would say I got kicked out more than I chose to leave because I knew what would happen if I didn't sign the contract, but I wasn't willing to agree to all of those terms, and she also wanted 10% of the money I made, and I wasn't willing to agree to that as well.
Abby had her favorites, and that favorite was clearly Maddie. Abby expected all the attention to be on Maddie when the show was released, but it wasn't. There's no exact science behind this yet, but most humans root for the underdog. Why? That varies. It can come from a sense of fairness, a sense of relation, or even a sense of hatred. Abby put Maddie on a pedestal while attacking the others, especially Chloe, since that was Maddie's hugest competition. Now this made Chloe the underdog, and as we know, everybody loves an underdog, so what happens? Chloe becomes an audience favorite. This was not Abby's plan. It seemed like Abby could not stand to see Chloe gain more and more success.
Sometimes when I walk around, people will stop and ask me or Paige or Maddie or Brooke when we're all together for our autographs. And it's really cool experience all that, and I kind of feel like famous.
Chloe, you were in one video. Yeah, you're a little girl. Not signing autographs yet. Let's go. Let's get in there and warm up.
So how can Abby fix this? Change the image. Chloe isn't a talented, innocent little girl. She's a greedy, fame-hungry brat.
She's a great dancer, but then dancing didn't become so important. And running around the country and trying to make an extra buck here and an extra buck there and gimme, greedy. And I think her dancing got put by the wayside.
Okay, what?
To add to that, as I mentioned before, Christy and Chloe did not sign Abby's contract, and this isn't the lifetime Collins Avenue DanceMoms contract. This is the AODC contract. So that meant that not only was Chloe doing more successful than Abby wanted, but Abby couldn't even profit off of it.
She started at my studio when she was 3 and was back when she was 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10, all before a television show started. And did everything she was supposed to do and signed every contract and asked every bit of advice and every bit of it, like everyone's opinion and all my faculty as well as myself. But, you know, sometimes money changes people.
Did fame change her, Abby? Or just lose her cut? Now this next clip makes me so angry because it just baffles me that someone could just have such an entitlement and believe that they can treat people however they want and think it's okay. Like, she literally... I'll show you.
Business. See, that's kind of what happened. One of the students I tried to expel. The mother I tried to expel. I had just had it up to here, and you could probably guess which one it was. But anyway, Lifetime called me and said, you have a contract. She has a contract. You cannot throw her out of the studio. You have to let the kid back in. So then a bell went off, and I thought, if they can't quit, or I mean, if I can't throw them out,
right,
they can't quit.
Right.
So no matter what I say to them, they can't quit. So I just go for it.
Yeah, she said that on TV, proudly. One thing Abby did often was exclude Chloe from events. Since Chloe technically wasn't on the team, she was not allowed to participate in fun projects such as the Freaks Like Me music video with Todrick Hall.
She was not in the Freaks Like Me video because Abby said if that he put Chloe in it, he wasn't allowed to have any of the other girls in it.
Christy.
Abby claims this is not true though, but she also denied trying to steal Chloe's win when she beat Cameron despite a judge coming forward and saying Abby did try to get the judges to give Cameron first place.
Oh, but by the way, I didn't say this yet. After Chloe won, Abby pulled the judges into a production room because she completely disagreed with their decision. And she won. That Chloe won. She was not having it. And I don't care if I ever have any affiliation with ever getting on the show, doing whatever. I just don't agree with her and her antics and how she treats things. And she's not a woman that I aspire to want to get close to or anything. But she pulled the judges into the room and gave this long sob story about how Chloe has fans and Instagram fans and she's never in class and this is why she doesn't deserve to win. And I don't understand how you guys scored her like that. Right. What does that have to do?
What does that have to do with
No.
that? What does that have
only,
to do with that
they're only
competition?
judging on what they see.
Right. And one of the judges was like, I don't watch Dance Moms. I don't care how many Instagram fans she has or whatever. I judged her on her dancing. And the rest of the judges followed. And I went in there and I was like, okay, you guys, it's time to go. Like, this is enough.
Many people noticed that Chloe's solos were pretty mediocre sometimes. Christy believed that Abby did not want Chloe to win, which she denied. But in season 8, she said,
I never wanted Chloe to win. She won all the time.
Abby also made sure to take every opportunity possible to insult, belittle, and tear down Chloe. She never celebrated Chloe's wins. She was always bitter. Abby made it her goal to tear this kid down. I understand teachers need to correct their students, but her treatment of Chloe was awful.
Chloe, what was that exit about?
What?
On Chloe's exit, when she gave everybody the fingers.
I think that she was like being in character, like rock and roll. I don't think
That was not the exit that she rehearsed.
But
That is not what she was
You
giving.
always talk about giving the choreography something more. I don't think that
Something more, a shoulder, an attitude, a look.
That certainly wasn't what her intentions were.
Well, I don't know how many rock concerts your kid's been to in the 80s, but
Never.
she should know that.
Well, she doesn't know that, so that's why that's...
She did it. She learned it somewhere, Mommy.
Get kind of crazy. Like, I love the tongue. I love the whisper. Like, like that. Abby's just pissed that Rochelle's choreography won. She wanted to walk in here and be, I told you so, you know, that she was right. And since she couldn't do that, she had to find something to come in here and tear apart. Like my daughter's first place winning solo, because that makes a lot of sense.
Congratulations, Chloe. Great job.
Thank you.
You danced really well.
Thank you.
But I need you to realize you're now taking private lessons at the studio, like you should have been all the time.
No, she always did.
You need to look at the attendance record at our studio,
yeah.
because you have a weird sense of when she was there.
I don't, because I drive her. So I know when I'm
Or maybe
racing
she's
to get
sneaking
there.
out the back door to meet some guy. I don't know.
Don't say that about a 12-year-old. That's
Well,
wrong.
you're pushing that point. Nice job, Chloe. Huh? Nice
Let's
job.
go. We're leaving. You want Chloe gone? We're gone. You get your way. You can have whoever
Walks
you...
out, falls all over the place with the turns,
No, she didn't.
and then drops her hat. Yes, she did.
No, she didn't. You
Yes,
know
she
what?
did.
You go ahead and replace me. I'm leaving. I'm not going to make a scene with
Oh,
you.
that's the easy way out.
No,
right?
I'm done. I'm done. This is not what I signed up for. Humiliation for my daughter.
I didn't humiliate her.
Yes,
She
you did.
humiliated herself when she
Abby,
fell out of the
shut up.
turn.
Shut up. Stop talking now. Replace us. That's fine. Come on, Chloe. We're done. Model. I have heard you say to her, to that little 9-year-old girl, no one would be happy for you. Everyone's jealous of you. Why do you say that?
are! Look
No,
at
we're
you!
not. No, we're not.
Years
you
ago.
have sabotaged my daughter and the rest of the
Daughter's
kids.
a little snake.
How dare you call my daughter a sneak?
Snake.
She's not a
Snake.
sneak.
Snake.
You're a sneak
No.
and a snake. You do these things to these kids.
You, girl in the front, move over to the right. You shouldn't be center. Move.
Abby won't refer to Chloe by her name. She keeps calling her that girl or her or she. I mean, like, how belittling can you get to not even say someone's name?
I want to teach.
What'd she say?
She just says girl, she doesn't even say my name. And she's being really mean to her. During rehearsal, Miss Abby really isn't acknowledging me and like saying my name, and that kind of really hurts my feelings because I'm still a person.
Oh, Chloe. Abby's refusing to say Chloe's name because she feels that if she doesn't say Chloe's name, she takes away her importance. Because that little girl is somebody else's student, and you
Right,
just put her name on her back.
You're ridiculous. Chloe was awful today.
I'm always the first to jump right back at Abby. You know, I believe in fighting fire with fire. But some of the things she said about Chloe were just so awful that it just hurt me. She reveled in doing that to an 11-year-old. And she did it. She did it to your baby. What are we doing, darling?
Season 4, episode 31, Nationals. This episode had a lot of drama revolving around Maddie possibly doing a solo, Cameron competing against Chloe, Kathy's group dancing to Chandelier, but all that drama is nothing compared to the infamous fight between Christy and Abby. This episode was the last episode of Chloe and Christy, at least until season 7, but let's be honest, anything after season 5 doesn't really count as Dance Moms. In this argument, Abby allegedly insults a medical condition Chloe had by saying, "Fix that eye." Abby has never admitted to this, but Christy, Chloe, Kathy, and other people at the competition have backed this up. Now, I'm about to show the argument, and you may notice that in it, Abby does not say, "Fix that eye." Well, allegedly, but really, people believe that it was edited to protect Abby. So instead, you're going to hear her say something else. However, there is a video kind of proving the likelihood of it being edited, so I will link that in the description box as well, so you can go check that out. The channel's name is Amina Kai or something. I'm probably saying it wrong, but just go watch it, check it out. Personally, I don't think Chloe and Christy would have a reason to lie about that. Abby already did enough horrible things. They wouldn't need a lie to make her look worse. But you know, it's alleged.
For Abby. I mean, for whatever reason, she's upset.
I just came out and heard that your daughter was upset where she placed. As a parent, you tell her, you suck it up, dry your eyes.
It was poor Cameron, but with Kendall, when she cries, it's Kendall's wrong. Why is that? Abby is giving Jill a hard time for Kendall crying. But 45 minutes ago, you were validating Cameron crying. Why is it okay for one and not the other?
You're jealous of Cameron.
We're not jealous of
Yes, you
anyone.
are. And your
No,
kid
Abby.
doesn't have the technique. She does.
No, you know what, Abby? That's on you. You're her technique teacher, and go ahead, say awful things about my daughter. Abby didn't care if Cameron won nationals. She wanted Cameron to beat Chloe, and she didn't. And Abby can't stand to lose. Those 5 kids in there put your fat name on the map.
No.
You were no one before these kids.
Why do you say that?
Because you think putting a couple kids on Broadway makes you someone? And guess who made you a household name? Them. Take a hike. She has more class in her little finger at 13 than you have in that big fat body at 45.
Chloe is finished. Your kid's washed up.
How dare you? Do you know anything about that kid? No! Gotta draw the line. Enough's enough. How low of a human being can she be?
Yeah, Christy was trying to stand up for another kid whose mom would never do the same, and that happened. Quick disclaimer, I'm not saying Kendall did not deserve to be defended. All those kids deserve to be defended. That is their right as a child, and Christy did the right thing. I am just saying Jill would not have done that for Chloe. I mean, it's seen in the show. Like, the only moms who ever stood up for other kids were Christy, Kelly sometimes, and Holly. That's it. To add to the damage, Abby allegedly even said, "Yay, she is gone," according to the production notes. Now, if you keep up with Christy, you will know that she has made a claim that after Abby insulted Chloe's eye, that Gianna high-fived her. Gianna has denied this, but personally, I don't think Christy would have a reason to lie about this. I mean, like, once again, there's already enough to prove Abby's a horrible person, but also, like, I don't know, maybe Gianna did high-five her, but it was for something else, or maybe Christy's lying or whatever. Like, I guess, like, no one really knows. Well, Gianna knows, but no one else. I believe the dislikes started due to Christy because if you watch the show in season 1, her treatment towards Chloe was a lot different. Like, I mean, it wasn't good, but it was a lot better. But as seasons progressed, you know, Christy and Abby fought more and more, and Chloe got treated worse and worse. I believe Christy not signing the contract is what made Abby go from just like disliking them to hating them. Abby was no longer Chloe's manager, and Abby hates not having control. Abby said herself she just wanted them off the show at that point. She did everything to push the Lukasiaks away. I think a large part of it comes from jealousy. Abby is a very jealous woman. Abby gets jealous of others' success if she's not directly involved. I mean, if you look at later seasons when Maddie started becoming more and more successful, Abby started getting more and more bitter towards her because Maddie was no longer Abby's student, she was Maddie Ziegler. She made her own name for herself, and Abby hated that she was not being stamped onto it and added onto it and mooching off of it. Abby wants power and Abby wants control. If she does not get that, she will do everything in her power to destroy you and your child. Abby hated Chloe because she could not control, own, or be Chloe. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your support. I hope you guys all have an amazing day. And if you enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. If you didn't enjoy, then don't subscribe, I guess. Feel free to leave constructive criticism though, as I would love to know what I need to do to improve myself. So once again, thank you.